Let me show you a fascinating interview with Bibi Netanyahu when he was 28 years ago. This is in the year 1978. The way we know the 4 points we're going to watch are absolutely true is because they still prevail today. That's what truth is. Here, let's watch this together.
Let me quote you what the PLO Information Office said in a Dutch paper in 1977, in May 5th.
77?
May 5th, 1977, yes. The statement was very simple. Our objective remains the destruction of the Zionist state of Israel. So let's keep in mind that what we're talking about here is not the attempt to build a state, but to destroy one.
His first very powerful point, simple, succinct, is that the PLO, the Palestinian Authority, whoever it may be, the Palestinians do not have an interest in building a state. They have an interest in destroying one, and that is Israel. And this is the reason why there is no peace today between Israel and the Palestinians. What's written in their charter is the destruction of the state of Israel. Oh, the PA took it out of their charter during peace, during peace efforts. Which led nowhere as well, because this remains in the charter that lives in their heart. Here's the second point that he makes.
Palestinians have a right to a separate state.
Now, no one is denying that there are Palestinian Arabs. There's a very distinguished Palestinian Arab sitting right next to me. But the Palestinians themselves, in the Palestinian National Covenant, the very first article, say that the people of Palestine, quote, are part of the Arab nation. Well, let's look at the Arab nation. It has 21 states, an area roughly the size of the United States, and 1/6 of the entire world's wealth. Now add to that the fact that there already exists a Palestinian state, and that is Jordan, 60% of whose population is Palestinian. I think it's quite interesting that Yasser Arafat and King Hussein, who are bitter enemies, agree on one thing, that Jordan is a Palestinian state. So what we're talking about is a demand for a 22nd Arab state and a second Palestinian state.
He spells it out very clearly. Until Arafat was thrown out of Jordan. Why was Arafat thrown out of Jordan? He was embraced and brought into Jordan because Jordan is the Palestinian state. And in 1978, everyone knew this. He was thrown out because he was trying to throw over King Hussein, which is why they were bitter enemies. He ended up in Lebanon, doing the exact same thing, which is why Lebanon today is a hotbed for Hezbollah terrorists. They ruined Jordan. They ruined Jordan, and then they went and they ruined Lebanon. This is what they do with every country that they have. But everyone agreed that Jordan is the Palestinian state until we started to invent something else, and people started buying into the propaganda that the West Bank must be the Palestinian state. Are you buying into that propaganda? Let's see the third point that he makes over here, another critical point about Israel being asked to offer certain rights to the Palestinians, which Israel, of course, has made numerous attempts to do.
What should be done with the Palestinians on the West Bank? There's a problem, so what should be done, in your opinion?
Well, I think that the Palestinians in the West Bank are going to be offered the full human rights, the full civil rights, as no Arabs are offered in the Middle East. No Arabs whatsoever have any full human rights or the right to vote for their own government. Those Arabs who lived in Israel in the pre-67 boundaries are the only Arabs in the Middle East who offer that right, and I'm all in favor of having the same Arabs living in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip being offered such a right in the final peace agreement.
And so there he expresses it very simply. Israel actually, since 1978 until today, has made numerous attempts to extend rights to the Palestinians that are not available anywhere in the Middle East, because we believe in people living with human rights, which is not extended anywhere in the Middle East. And they denied it every time. Can you wonder why would they have denied it every time? You should know the answer if you were listening carefully, and that's because they have no genuine desire to build a state. They only have a genuine desire to destroy one. And here is the very last point that he makes.
Have peace in the Middle East.
Very briefly, please.
Yes, I sincerely hope so. Look, I'm 28 years old. I've had to defend my country in 2 wars and in many battles. Nobody wants peace more than Israel. But the stumbling block to the road for peace is this demand for a PLO state, which will mean more war, which will mean more violence in the Middle East. And I sincerely believe, if this demand is abandoned, we can have real and genuine peace.
And so there you have it. Why don't we have peace today? Because the Palestinian Authority, just an extension of Arafat and the PLO, are there funding terrorists of families. Every time a terrorist goes into Israel and blows themselves up, they give them a monthly, very generous check. It's not possible to have peace with a people who are invested in terrorism. And I'm not even talking about Hamas in Gaza. I'm only talking about the PA, which come across as domesticated in comparison to Hamas. It is not possible to make peace with such people. Netanyahu's words in 1978 ring true until today.